Oh, dang, I didn't see you there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. My name is Gustavo Wallenberg, and this is the YouTube channel of Fields of Harvest Church. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been driving a 2007 Volvo for about 3 years now. It's my very first car. I was excited when I got it. I think I paid a little over $3,000 for it, and it was a really good car. I could use it to drive to school and back home because at that time when I first got it, I was going to Kilgore College, Rackham Rangers, but that was about 3.5 to 4 hours away. And usually my parents would be taking me to school and back home. So I know they were happy and I was definitely happy. But these past couple of months I've had some issues with it. One day out of the blue, my battery just completely died. I wasn't even able to unlock my doors with the key fob or anything. So I had to replace that. Some minor cosmetic issues, like the lining on the inside was starting to come off, so we've had to re-glue it. I got a little sideswiped driving in Houston one day, so there's a couple scratches and a dent, but nothing major. But after the battery incident, I was like, okay, it's time for a new car. So I'm thinking, how can I get a new car? I applied for an auto loan, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get it because I had no credit. So me and my mom came up with ideas of how I could build my credit. I'm redoing my room right now, so I was gonna buy some furniture and do some payments on that and help build my credit that way, but I knew that was gonna take some time. So I was a little discouraged at that, but I continue to have faith in God and trust in Him that I will get a new car in the near future. I think it was last week we got an advertisement in the mail from a dealership. And you know those advertisements from dealerships have all the bells and whistles just trying to get you in to buy a new car. But on the front of it, it said, "We will buy your car for $4,500. My car is 13 years old, so $4,500 is to me a really good deal. So of course I was a little skeptical because, what's the fine print? What's the catch? So we scheduled the appointment, we met with the salesperson, and she explained that it's 100% true they will buy my car for $4,500. But since my car was 13 years old, they would consider a trade-in, and I could use that $4,500 as a down payment, which I was fine with because that's what I planned to do anyway. So when it came time to trade in my car, I wasn't allowed to because the car is technically in my dad's name. So it would be a third-party trade-in and able to do that. So she gave me another option of a free voucher that was worth $2,800. They would use that as a down payment. So I was like, okay, we can do that. She asked me what my max monthly payment would be, and I said around $500. And so we went out and looked for cars, and she took me to this Ford Fusion. And as soon as she said Ford Fusion, I was like, man, I do not want to drive this grandma car. I mean, no offense, but I did not want to drive that. That's what I thought in my head. I was like, this is a grandma car. I do not want to be driving in it. But I got in the car and I started test driving it, and I was actually very surprised. It was a really good car. It looked really nice. It had all leather interior. It had a little backup camera, sunroof, all that. It was actually really, really nice. And I was surprised. I was like, okay, grandma's getting fancy now. So I was like, yeah, we can try for this one. And we went back in. She went to the back office and she came back and she was like, what did you say your max would be? And I said 500. And immediately she smiled and she said, okay, son. And I looked down at the paper and the payments were actually below 500. And I immediately smiled. I looked over to my mom. She smiled and she approved. And so I signed the paper, and then a little time went by, and next thing I knew, I was driving my new car off the lot. On my way home, I couldn't stop saying, thank you, Lord, you provided this, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was just so excited. I had a smile on my face the entire time, even though I was alone in my car. But yeah, I was super excited. It was all God. It felt like it was in a blink of an eye. I was driving off the lot in a new car. I was just super grateful for it, and now I don't have to worry about a battery dying or the interior lining coming off. It's a 2019 Ford Fusion, It's an all leather interior, you know, it looks really nice. And so if you want a car tour, you want to see it in person, you're gonna have to come to church on Sunday. I don't know what to tell you. You're personally invited to come see it, so come check it out. But yeah, I'm just super grateful for God's timing, God's way He provided that, honestly, because I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. And so yeah, I'm just super thankful. Thanks for watching.
Will run dry. Sing it out. And it's an open heaven you're releasing, and we will never be denied. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep away.